Hello, my name is Talvi and I'll be the first person to present about our chapter 4. To begin with, let's find out how can companies deliver customer value, satisfaction and loyalty. First of all, delivering customer value, satisfaction and loyalty requires a comprehensive understanding of customer needs and preferences, coupled with strategic efforts to enhance product and service. Companies also need to improve their service quality, manage costs, and build a strong relationship with their customer. In order to effectively deliver the customer value and satisfaction, the company should understand the customer perceived value first. That is the difference between the perceived benefits and cost of their offering compared to the alternative. This involves assessing both economic and non-economic factors like reliability, durability, performance, service quality, and also the brand reputation. With the slogan Highlands là của chúng mình, Highlands Coffee engages with the local community through initiatives such as supporting local farmers and promoting environmental sustainability. Customers who value ethical and socially responsive businesses perceive additional value in supporting Highlands Coffee due to its community engagement efforts. Secondly is building trust and relationship with customer. Establishing a long-term relationship with customer based on trust and mutual understanding can foster the loyalty. Companies should focus on nurturing this relationship by consistently delivering value and addressing customer needs and concerns. Encourage customers to provide feedback on their experience and listen attentively to their suggestions and concerns. Companies also should respond promptly to customer inquiries and complaints, showing that their opinions are valued and taken seriously. At this moment, Highland also apply the same strategy as I have said, so they can improve their customer service, reflecting the feedbacks. The next thing is that companies should enhance the total customer benefits. They can deliver more value by improving the economic, functional, and psychological benefits of their product, service, people, and image. For example, at Highlands Coffee, they launched a loyalty program in their mobile app that offers exclusive benefits to its regular customers. For example, they can get promotion every day, accumulate points to redeem gifts, and Highland also listen to their community as well as the feedback. In addition, companies also need to manage their total customer cost. They should aim to minimize the total cost incurred by customers in using and disposing of their offerings. This involves reducing monetary costs as well as saving customer time or energy and also the psychological investment. At Highlands Coffee, they offer a variety of payment options to accommodate customer preferences and convenience. This includes accepting cash, credit card, mobile payment, or even a digital wallet. By providing multiple payment options, Highland Coffee reduces the friction associated with payment and make it easier for customers to complete the transaction, and they can also minimize the perceived monetary cost of purchasing their product. In general, the total customer cost should not be too much higher than the total customer benefits. The buyer will choose whichever source that delivers the highest perceived value with the cheapest cost. The last but not least is about the value proposition and promise of the company. Companies should deliver customer value by offering a comprehensive value proposition that goes beyond the core product or service. They also should promise a holistic experience in encompassing various benefits such as performance, design, and environmental safety. With Highland Coffee, they emphasize the importance of sourcing premium coffee bean from Vietnam farm, ensuring the freshness and supporting the local grower. Highlands Coffee value proposition and promise revolve around providing not just a cup of coffee, but a memorable and enjoyable experience that celebrates Vietnamese culture and hospitality.
To optimize the profit and also give our customer the best services, brands and marketers need to know who is the profitable customer and also know how to maximize the customer lifetime value. So starting with the profitable customer, not the customer is equally profitable, so that we need to identify it by using the model or analysis. So first, the profitable customer is the customer who use their revenue exceeds the acceptable amount compared with the company cost stream. And moreover, the ABC model or customer profitability analysis can help us to identify who is the profitable customer and profitable products. So by doing that, the brand can focus resources on acquiring, retaining profitable customer, and also they can raise the price or eliminate the unprofitable products, and also they can encourage the low profitable customer to have strategy to attract the low profitable customer. Their customer lifetime value, it is describe the period that the customer starts purchasing our product and then and completely not using our product anymore. So it can be called as the net present value and subtracting the cost, so that brands and marketers can understand and also can measure how much did the customers are ready to spend on our products and services. And moreover, at first, brands and marketers need to spend a little money to attract the customers, and after that we can use the remaining customer for our data analysis and to identify how much that's the customer are ready to spend on our future products. And so by doing that, they can make informed decisions about customer acquisition and also retention strategies, and they can allocate the marketing resources more effectively. By trying to find out which customer are truly valuable and how to apply long-term perspective on customer relationships and help business focus on maximizing the overall value of their customer base, brands and marketers can maximize the customer lifetime value. For the Highlands, because Highlands offer the various products, so that's the analysis of profitability across the categories and identifying the high margin items is a must. So at first, Highlands use segmenting, channel, and satisfaction analysis, providing in a model so that they can identify which is the profitable customer and the profitable products. Moreover, for customer lifetime value, Highlands will use data and observation through the recognition of the number of classes of each product line that can be sold, or the average total amount of a bill, as well as the three observations. They can see the target audiences through the demographics. So by doing this, Highland can get the average metric data and invest in the CLV to measuring the model, analyze whether customers are going to spend more or switch to another competitors. And also for the loyalty program, Highlands using after launching the programs for the promotions, or Highlands will collaborating with the delivering apps to take the data to understand who will be the spending more, and based on the purchasing information of customers. By doing so, Highlands can satisfy more customer demand, such as they will launch the customer favorite unique item, such as the chili watermelon tea on the special summer, or some unique thingy, or they can open some flagship store so that they can like apply the data, and also they can satisfy the unique customer demand, and also expand the customer lifetime value, and they prove to the customer that their values is also be considered when you are the customers of Highlands Cafe.
Is Quỳnh An, and I'm going to be the next person to present about a part how can company they cultivate strong customer relationships and communities. So the first thing that you need to understand about a concept of CRM, this is when you manage the customer information as well as manage the customer touch point in order to maximize loyalty. And as a marketer, they should also enable to provide excellent real-time service for customer based on those information collected from the CRM process. And in this, we also have the personalizing marketing, which is the act of customizations that you customize market offering, service, program, or message and media to one specific customer. And this will help marketer to make sure that the brand and its marketing are relevant to the customer. However, this is a very challenging mission because assume that each customer they are identical and hard to personalize. And due to the need of personalizations, they also develop the concept of permission marketing, which is the act of sending message only when consumer express a willingness to become more engaged with the brand. This is the suggested framework for the CRM. As you can see, there are many stages that a marketer must go through if they want to come up with the final step of the customization. The first, they need to identify prospect and customer, the step of integrate the customer data in order to differentiate customer by the need and value to the company. The next thing is to interact to improve the knowledge about the customer. So recently, Highland, they have just introduced a small card that allow customer to put their money in to buy food and beverage at the physical store. So this card, when people sign for the card, it will require user to put their to provide some basic information, include like the name, the contact information, or their birth, etc. And they can, by using the card, Highland, they can further collect some information such as the date and time, location of its transactions, and also the products or service that purchase, and maybe the amount of money that customer they put into their card. And those information collected will in turn help Highland to check their customer spending habits, as well as identify trends in customer behavior. Basing on those, Highland they will enable to target customer with personalized marketing campaigns, and as well as measure the effectiveness of each marketing and sales strategy. So how to translate the implication into action? Like for example, if they can analyze a customer preference, if that customer they usually buying coffees or purchase some cold beverage at the store. So Highland they can give the specific promotion for that customer that is aligned with their needs. And the next thing is that how can company they attract and retain the right customer? This figure 4 below the marketing funnel is just some main step in attracting and retaining the right customer. So this figure, they identify the percentage of potential target market at each stage in the decision progress, from just a merely aware customer to a highly loyal one. And the funnel also suggests that by calculating the conversion rate, mean the percentage of one customer at one stage they move to the next one. This will allow marketer to identify if there are any barrier or bottleneck happen between each stage of the funnels that might prevent the customer to become loyal to the brand. And as mentioned before, the Highland card, when they calculate the information like the transactions informations or the frequency of purchase, it will help Highland to easily calculate the conversion rate between each customer state. And it also suggests that a strong brand community result in a more loyal and committed customer base. Uh, there are three characteristics to identify brand community, which is that customer they need to show a sense of connection with the community, or they need to share rituals and have convey any specific meanings among the community. And they must also share responsibility or duty to community. And that's maybe the reason why Highland they launching the recent news message, the Highland Coffee là của chúng mình. This message they based on the value system of 4 elements: passion, kindship, respect, and support. So by launching this, Highland believe that they're not just a normal place to sell coffee, but they want to be or they more than a place for people to connect and bonding with each other, or they share passion, interest, or simply a love for good coffee. So this is the one of the retain strategies of Highland. And when consider about retain strategy, you must consider about the cost. So the retain strategy must be launching only when the retained cost is lower than the lost profit that's causing by the customer defections. That was the end of my part, and coming to the next one.
Moving on to the chapter 5, the buying dynamics of the consumer and businesses. There are some factors of the cultural, social, and personal that influence the consumer buying behavior. So we can see some factor right here of each part now. Firstly, it is the cultural, and the culture is nothing but the values of a person learns from the parents and relatives and try to become his culture. For example, in India, the children have to stay with their family until the marriage, but in the US, the children are more independent. So we can see that their childhood becomes their culture, and which decides their wants and behavior. Subculture is coming from the whole culture. They can be religion, age, geographical location, and gender. This small group can be very potential if their effect is strong, and therefore some company they design the marketing programs to fit with them. For example, subculture of the environmentalist and for the gamer. Next is social class. It is a grouping based on similar social factors like wealth, income, education, and occupation. And through the environment here, we can see the 5 main social classes: upper class, upper middle, lower middle, working, and lower. Let's come to the Starbucks story to know the importance of the culture. In 2000, the brand entered the market, which is 7 years after they failed and deal with the losses. And they failed absolutely because its menu was not suitable for the needy coffee culture. Starbucks offers the sugary drinks, and but the Australians they prefer kind of more caffeine. Next is the social factor. Reference groups can be divided into the 3 smaller ones. Membership is include the primary and the secondary groups in which the people belong to. Secondly, aspirational. The people don't belong to this group, but they hope to join. And last one, dissociative, is the when the people they will want to reject their values and their behaviors by someone in the group. For example, group of students they go to Highland together, spending hours on the case discussion. So maybe their behavior to go here can be affected by some in-group students. Family is the most influential primary reference group. Uh, they include orientation and procreation types. For the first one, they can be tied in blood, but in the second one, they may or may not tie in blood. For the second one, it's easier to affect the other's behavior more because the orientation they show that the children they have to follow what the elderly in the family do. Next is role and status. A person can play a dual role at the same time in society. For example, a CEO can be a father, but also can be a husband as well. And role and status also affect the buying tendency. For example, for the luxury and necessary items. Next, occupation. A person job has a direct influence on the products and the brand they choose. For example, a CEO and a teacher, they have difference between the tendency to buy the items like clothes and watch. Age, age and life cycle affect the buying behavior of the consumers. For example, when you come to the Highland Coffee, you may realize that teenagers they can buy sugary drinks like the freeze from the Highland, but for other people, they prefer the hot coffee and less sugary drinks. About personality, the old characteristic personality traits reflect in buying behavior. For a picnic friend, they will look for the picnic equipment, but for the music lover, they want cities, instrument, concert, and musical shows. About economic condition, a person's income and earnings may design and determine their buying tendency. The level, the amount of money they have will help them to buy necessary or luxury items. Lifestyle refer to a way a person they stay in the society, like politics or fashionista. The lifestyle is something to do with the style, attitude, perception, social relations, and immediate surroundings. So let's come to the next part.
So, four key psychological processes are motivation, perception, learning, and memory. So, first, motivation. A need become a motive when it is aroused to a sufficient level of intensity to drive us to act. Motivation involves both direction and intensity. Three prominent theory of human motivations proposed by Freud, Maslow, and Heisenberg. So, in this theory, consumer reaction to brand include not only stated features but also subconscious cues like shape, size, weight, material, color, and branding. And in Maslow, people would try to satisfy their most important needs first and then move to the next. In Heisenberg theory, he developed a two-factor theories that distinguish the satisfier from satisfiers. So we need to both have satisfiers and avoid dissatisfiers. In perception, perception greatly influences consumer behavior in marketing, often more than reality. People perceive the same stimuli differently due to the selective attention, distortion, and retention processes. In learning, learning involves changes in behavior resulting from experience. Theorists emphasize the interplay of drives, stimuli, cue, response, and in reinforcement. Suppose you have a drink at Highland Coffee, and if you experience it responding like you like the taste, the ambience, the price, you respond to the drink, and the brain will possibly reinforce When you want to buy a tea or smoothie, you may assume that because the brand make good coffee, it is also make good smoothie or tea. And for its emotion, the consumer response both have cognitive and emotional aspect. Emotional brand storytelling will encourage consumers to share experience through word of mouth and online sharing. And for example, Thailand and their story about the love for the country tự hào sinh ra từ đất Việt and last is the memory. So we both have a short-term memory and long-term memory, and all brands want to be in the consumer long-term memory. So accessibility of a brand in memory is crucial for consumer decision making and word of mouth promotion. So let's talk about the consumer buying decision process. First is a problem recognition. The buying process begins when a buyer identifies a problem or need triggered by internal or external stimuli. Understanding these specific needs help to develop strategy to generate consumer interest and address the need effectively. For example, people are thirsty, looking for a place to study or work. And next is information search. By gathering information, the consumer learn about competing brands and their features. The figure below shows the total set of coffee brand available, and as consumer will come to know the awareness set. Only some the consideration set will meet initial buying criteria. As the consumer gather more information, just the choice we make will remain strong contenders. Here is Phúc Long and Highlands, for example, and the consumer make the final choice from these. The next stage is the evaluation of alternative. We have the expectancy value model. Linda is considering for coffee brand chains based on taste, variety, ambience, and price. So Linda assigns weights to these attributes with different percentage, and the sum is 100%. And after applying the formula, we will have Highlands coffee overall score is 8.1, for example. So marketers can influence consumer decision by improving attributes aligned with consumer preference. Next is purchase decision. So the attitude of others and unanticipated situational factors can interfere between purchase intention and decision. Consumer decisions are influenced by perceived risk, which include functional risk and social risk. And marketers must understand these factors and provide information and support to reduce it. And the last stage is post-purchase behavior. So marketers should monitor post-purchase satisfaction, action, product uses, and disposal. Product consumption rate influence the sale frequency. So faster consumption leads to quicker repurchase.
So for the first question, we will take a look at the business market. Business market consists of all the organizations that acquire goods and services used in the production. And remember, that's just the production of the products or services that are sold, rented, and supplied to the orders. So let's look at an example of Highland. And in the production of a cup of coffee, the cup of coffee of Highland will begin with the farmers in the central highlands of Vietnam collecting the coffee beans, and this bean will be sold to the processing plant where they carefully roasted and blended using the formula, and this distinctive product will sold back to Highland when they have the barista and also the machine to make it into a cup of coffee, and then they will use it to serve the customer for purchase. And when the act of selling to the customer will switch the market into the consumer market, where the people who are the end users only don't resell the product but only consume it. And then we'll talk about the business buying process and how our buying process decision made. So first of all, we will have the participants in the buying process, or we call the buying center, that are the initiators, the users, the influencers, the deciders, approvers, buyers, and the gatekeeper. And then we'll also have the buying center influences that can have an impact on the buying center and also the targeting of the firm. So let's take an example to further understanding. So you can see here in the business market, the initiator, I take an example of a marketing manager. One day she notice a decline in sales and initiates the discussion within the organization about the need to introduce a new line of flavor coffee to attract more customers. And then in this buying process, there will be the barista, who is the user,
of the new flavor coffee to serve to the customer, and also the influencer, who is the coffee stater or the decider, which are the product development team, and also the approver can be the CEO who approved that new coffee line, and the buyers of the decide on the supply, which will be the purchasing manager, and the gatekeeper can be the supply chain manager to ensure the quality of that supplier. And then they will have the buying center influence that affect all of the parties, such as the personal factors or the organizational requirement, and also they will collect the feedback of the customer to further review their buying center. And also that will be have to be aligned with the targeting of customer on the Highlands. And then we will see the process of buying process that you can remember from the example. First of all, there will be the problem recognition, and then marketing manager will have to have the general need description and product specification, and then she or he will search the supplier, so that supplier must be visible to the buyer when they're searching for them. And then they will have the proposal solicitation, that they will invite the qualified supplier to submit a written proposal, and then they will select the supplier, and then come to the sixth step, which are the order routine specification, where they may have the final negotiation, and then they will review the performance of the supplier.
How can companies build strong relationship with the business customer? So the most effective way to do this is building trust for the healthy long-term relationship. So for the first method is consistent communication. We need to keep them informed about our product, service, and update. Have a proactive communication to prove our commitment, and also actively listen to their concerns and feedback to show the issue promptly. Secondly, delivering on promise. We focus on the on-time delivery, meet the standard, and have excellent service. Also set a realistic expectation. And thirdly, it is a personalized approach. We learn how to tailor product, service, communication to meet the needs, and also take time to understand their businesses, industry trend, to have some new ideas and offer relevant solution. So that is the end of our presentation. Thank you.